Hey guys, Old Guy Gaming here, back again with another MTG Arena video, and tonight we're going to be doing rotation-proof 12 mates. A lot of guys have been asking me, or a lot of people have been asking me for rotation-proof decks because we are getting towards the tail end of the season for M20, and Throne of Eldraine is quickly approaching, and they want to know what decks they can play going right out of the gate with the new set and rotation, and what's going to happen with rotation in Arena. So I wanted to hand out a few decks that are going to be at least fun and viable to play in that format. So this one is basically built around the concept that there are 12 creatures currently in Standard that all have basically the same ability, which is when you gain life, put a +1/+1 token on them. Building an entire deck around that with some life linking, some combat tricks, and a couple of planeswalkers to make it pretty scary. This could almost be what I would consider a free-to-play deck. Free-to-play decks, in my opinion, are decks that consist of mostly of common and uncommon cards and no more than 4 rare or mythic cards. There are 6. So even if you are a free-to-play player that doesn't spend a ton of money on gems and buying packs, you could still conceivably build this deck for relatively low amount of investment in time on cracking packs. So let's go ahead and get into the deck and see what we're talking about. So again, let's kind of focus on the main creatures that we're going to be talking about first, which are the 12 of the 12 mates. You're looking at creatures like Ajani's Pridemate that all have basically the same ability. So Ajani's Pridemate's a 2/2. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. You also have Bloodthirsty Aerialist, which in my opinion is the better of all the 12 mates because she flies. So she is a 2/3 in the air, and whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. And the finisher, the endgame finisher for you, which is Gideon's Company, which is a 3/3, but this one puts 2 +1/+1 counters on it, so he gets ridiculously large. He does have a secondary ability which says you can put a loyalty counter on a Gideon's Planeswalker, which we're not going to run. So how do we gain life, and how quickly can we get the life uppers? So we're going to run a ton of life linking creatures. We're going to start off on the low end with creatures like Healer's Hawk and Vampire of the Dire Moon. Vampire of the Dire Moon is an amazing card. In paper, you should own at least several of these because she is fantastic. 1 drop for 1 death touch and lifelink, so she's a great blocker and she gains you life. But then we're going to do things with combat tricks that also gain you life. Things like Take Heart, for example. Target creature you control gains +2/+2 until end of turn, and you gain life for each controlling creature. So obviously you'd like to do this on the attack if you can, but it's also going to help protect some of your life linkers, or you're blocking with your Vampire of the Dire Moon, and it ends up surviving, and you gain life, and it triggers all of the Pridemate abilities. Similar things with like Battlefield Promotion, for example. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control, it gains First Strike, which is awesome, and you gain life, which triggers all of the Pridemate's abilities. We also tossed in Sorin, for example. So I know Sorin's currently a key piece to the Orzhov Vampire deck, but that whole deck mostly is going to be rotating out whenever rotation happens. So what does Sorin do after that? His +1/+1 says target creature you control gains Death Touch and Lifelink. Awesome. That can be any creature. That doesn't have to be a vampire. A vampire gets the +1/+1 counter, but it can be any creature. So you could give your Ajani's Pridemate lifelink so that it triggers itself. You can still do the -3 as well, which is putting a vampire into play because the Bloodthirsty Aerialist and the Vampire of the Dire Moon are both vampire creatures. So he still makes sense in the deck. We also tossed in a couple of Mortifies in here to kind of get rid of larger creatures that kind of get in our way, and Ajani himself. His +1 allows you to gain life based on the number of creatures you have in play. He generates Ajani's Pridemates with his -2, and you're going to gain a lot of life with this deck, so once you hit 35 life, you can zero him out, sacrifice him, and each artifact and creature your opponent controls is gone. It's amazing. It's a good end-game finisher. It's a fantastic card. So the mana base is actually super important. 7 plains, 7 swamps, that's the easy part. But I wanted to make sure that I stuck with non-rotating dual lands. So the Godless Shrines, obviously, paying the 2 life because it is a life-gaining deck isn't that big of a deal. Because you're going to gain so much life, paying that 2 is almost like paying nothing. So for all intents and purposes, Godless Shrine functions as a dual land, like an old-school dual land. And the second one is the Scorched Baron. Because it is a common, and it comes in and it gains life, there's nothing funnier, in my opinion, than going turn 1 Vampire of the Dire Moon, turn 2 Ajani's Pridemate, Turn 3, or I'm sorry, turn 3, yeah, turn 3, Ajani's Pridemate. Turn 4, drop the Scorched Baron, and then attack with a vampire, attack with Ajani's Pridemate again because it's triggering him up. So I almost, I did toy around with using other common lands, the common dual lands that come in and give you life, but I found myself in situations where it just wasn't working because I'd need black mana and only had blue mana or red mana on the table. So I just stuck with these 4. Let me know in the comments down below if you tried using any of these other, the other common dual lands that come in with lifelink, if they work for you. I just couldn't get it to work. I always found myself in a bad situation with needing mana. So I'm going to do the YouTuber thing real quick. Like, subscribe, always helps out the channel. Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the deck, how you would build this one differently. So let's go ahead and play some games with this. This is one of my favorite fun decks. Between this and the Chandra's Calamity deck, these are like my 2 favorite decks to play, aside from my mono black aggro deck. And for those of you who are interested, you should have seen it by now. With the event that's happening on Sunday, I'll record that video tomorrow, but you'll see it Monday. Ooh. I'll hang on to it. I'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to run my mono black aggro deck on that event date just because it's going to be super fun. So it gives me more excuse to play mono black aggro. Ooh, this looks like it could be. Yep, it's going to be elementals. Can't wait for that. I want to hold on to that life gaining. Yeah, it's getting a little scary. All the Gideon's companies, seriously? Like, anything else would have been awesome right there. Like, the Bloodthirsty Aerialist would have been amazing right there. Yep. Sorin is actually kind of a waste of space to put down at this juncture because he's just going to die. And I don't have another vampire to put into place. So I'm actually going to... Ugh. Oh, my goodness. What a horrible way for this to end. Yep, this is just getting way too fast. They're all going to come in. Great deck. See, this version of the... that version of the Elemental deck I really, really like. I think that is such a good idea. So, well, that was fast. So that's what happens when you get mana, or you don't get the creatures you need. Like, we got none of the Pridemates, and we got very heavily loaded on the 4 drops. Any of the other drops, 2-drop, 3-drop Ajani's would have been great. We would have been in a different position. Oh well. Which is a shame. I'll give you a peek behind the curtain. So my son streams on the same account for our OBS, and when I started recording this video, I did 25 minutes easy streaming on my son's channel as opposed to... so this is actually my second time around recording this, and the games I played on there were amazing. Everything worked out perfect. So this is a good start with the Healer's Hawk and the Ajani's in the same Pteramander. So my suspicion is he's not going to want to kill his Pteramander. So he's going to let that happen. Now we just need 1 more mana. And we're good. So my guess is he's going to have a counter on hand. Let's see what happens. I'm actually kind of okay if he counters this, because I've already got the Ajani's out. So, oh, he did not have it. He's going to tap the bird, I assume. Oh, he tapped the wrong thing. He absolutely wanted to tap the Healer's Hawk and not the bird. Because now they're just going to get bigger. Yeah, he is in some trouble at this juncture. So, again, the reason why I put these common tap lands in... Sure. I assume he's going to go for the Bloodthirsty Aerialist, which was going to allow me to kill his Pteramander right off the bat. And on the next turn, I'll have Gideon's Company down, assuming he doesn't counter that too. And then the fun begins. I'll have all 12 of the 12 mates. That's actually not that bad, because I have mine's bigger than yours at this point. And he's tapped down. That can enter tapped. I assume he's just going to take that on the cheek. Mono blue, we're going to miss you. Actually totally worth it. Because all of this is going to get bigger. I was going to say, you can do that if you choose good old mono blue. However, I'm going to miss that deck. It was a great $35 deck that you could play in Tier 1 competitive tournaments and win with it. Gonna miss that deck. Having a lot of trouble matching up today. Is anybody else having that problem lately? Like, I'm not sure. Is it just everybody's playing? Rumors are that, of course, that Rena is super successful for Wizards, and things have been going very well for them. That they're actually selling more gems than some paper products. Now, I don't know how true that is, but that is something that I had heard. There we go. Stagamancer. Ooh, excellent. All it's going to use is a Pride Mate. No, this is a good start. This should be a good start. As soon as my opponent decides that he wants to go. Let's change to my favorite, the purple kitty. I'll pet his kitty too. Oh, he hissed at me. Finally! The guy took forever to, like, decide if he wanted to keep his hand or not. Please don't do this every turn, because this is going to get super annoying. Drop a land, make a play. Oh my god, all of that for tap land. There we go. Soren's on the run. Now we just need one of our, any one of our Pride Mates would be amazing. So he's going to put something down that he thinks is absolutely worth that Shockland that he just paid for. And it's going to get mortified next turn. Let's gain some life. Let's mortify that. So I like to get above certain kill spells. So if I can get the Vampire of the Diamond above 3 is always preferred. Oath of Kaya, cool. And that's why. If I can get it above 3, that's the reason. So this should be interesting. Sure. Oh, Johnny. Oh, we get all of it. We get all the fun stuff.
Find your inner strength. My bloodline flows through you.
And I'm just gonna leave my Vampire of the Dire Moon in the background to just wait. This should be interesting. All non-permanents that aren't legendary. Cool. Never see that card.
I hope you find peace.
Oh. Interesting. Down to 4 life, though. So, let's go ahead and do that.
A pure soul can inspire others.
Let's go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and do that.
Blood calls so.
So what's his choice? What's he got here? My suspicion is he's going to swing in and try to take out the Johnny. Super creepy. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. That's fine. That's fine.
Fought my hardest.
Come on. Anything? I've got him down to 4. It's so close. Oh, such a cool deck idea. I guess I'm just going to have to cast a Johnny's and kill everything he's got. So, yeah. So, let's cast a Johnny's and zero him out and wipe out all his crap.
I am proud of all those who
Bye! So yeah, no joke, you've got some stuff over here, but all that stuff is gone. All I need is a creature at this point. Like, literally any creature. And that all went to exile, too, so all of that stuff is gone. Cool. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm out of the woods yet.
we must leave.
As long as we win, nothing else can.
To sacrifice Kaya's Wrath, cool. Mox Amber. Really surprised that card... Oh. Really surprised that card didn't go up to like the $40 range. Because it's a Mox. I mean... My goodness. This is a fascinating deck. Hmm. So here's the question. He's got 5 life. I've got 40. Can I outrun him? Yeah, I'm just going to concede at this one. There's, like, he's got way too many Planeswalkers down. I thought wiping out with the Johnnies, but I've not gotten anything to help out there. I think if I'd have played that one out, it would have been a really interesting game, but it's kind of getting dry, and I'm like, no one's going to want to watch this slow game. So we'll move on to the next one. So I am curious to see, like, it's such an interesting deck. I'm going to have to go back in the editing process and rewatch that game, because, I mean, it was such a cool idea. I don't know. I get into these weird mindsets when I'm like, okay, I want to do rotation-proof decks. I'm only going to use stuff from the newer sets. It's not rotating out. And then you play decks like that are built on top of a whole bunch of old mechanics that are all going to rotate out. This is a huge mulligan right here. No creatures at all until the 4th turn. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. So I always get into these, I get in these disappointed mindsets, I guess is my thought process of, oh, well, that deck's cool, but it's going to rotate out. Like the mono blue deck, for example. Oh my goodness, how long does it take to decide if you want your hand or not? I've decided in the first 5 seconds. I did not want that hand. This one I do want. I think I will drop... Oh, it's super hard not to drop. I'm going to drop Mortify and regret it later. Oh, goody. Is this another elemental deck? Hanged Executioner, that's cool. I'm going to wait on that. Interesting. Is he going to swing in? He's debating it. Oh, my goodness. Really need the lands to come in for me, and they're not. What's he gonna pick? Spirits? Is this a Spirits deck? Because that's an interesting card to put into this one. I would guess Spirits? Spiders. It's a Spider tribal deck. Okay, that is something I have never seen before. A Spider tribal deck.
True friends always stand by your side.
Alright, you got me on that one, my man. A Spider tribal deck. Fascinating. Okay. I'm like dumbfounded. Like a Spider tribal deck. He picked Spider. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there are some cool spiders. Netcaster, I was just going to say, Netcaster 1 being one of the ones I was about to, just literally about to say. Oh, this is so much fun. I love when this happens. This makes me so happy that I get to do this. It makes me so happy. Oh, I should have gone in with a 4-4. Ah, I'm waiting to get past the spider. Ah. Ah, the immortal sun. No more Ajani helping us. So let's go here. Let's get down as much as we can. His big spider is kind of scary, but not. See how much damage he's willing to take. I've got a card in hand. You don't know what it is. Ah, I totally missed that his ability did that. Wait. I totally missed that his ability did that. Oh, that's Spider Tribal. I'm fascinated that I'm watching Spider Tribal. Yeah, the Immortal Sun's going to be a bit of a blow. Because I have all cool things I could be doing here, except for that. Well, we do have Mortifies in there. Maybe we'll get lucky. I'm totally on board with pumping up my guys. That's what she's there for. Hey, look, I've a planeswalker I can't do anything with. Yeah, this is gonna... The Spider Tribal alone is not what's beating me. It's the Immortal Sun. This would be so much different if I could able to get that to pull off. I definitely need a Mortify here. Because that is hampering us severely. Spider Tribal. I'm... Interesting choice. That's not the creature I would have picked to do that. I can't use any of his abilities. I don't even know why you're debating it. No, you can have all of that. Continue. Come on. Your big spiders aren't nearly as big as you thought they were. Because this is going to go up to a 7/7, which is way bigger. He needs more spiders, more Spider Tribal. Yeah, that hatchery spider, that's the one that I was thinking. Does he have enough to cast it? 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, sure does. Hatchery spider. Mentor the Meek. What a weird card to put in that deck. So he gets +2 and +0. I need to remember that. Makes him a 6/5. He just has reach. He's already fired off his special ability. Did he just... Cool. Spider Tribal. Gotta love it. Okay, so how do I get through this? So I need to go through and give him... He's going to get a +1/+1. He's going to end up with 10. So let's see if we can do some damage here. He's going to block with both? Sure. Well, I'm not going to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature that's going to die. Spider Tribal. I am completely amazed that this is what I'm seeing. Hatchery Spider again? Oh, Netcaster Spider, another one. That's cool. I guess that's just there just to, like, stay out, keep him alive when as the spider horde comes out. Mortify, please, would be lovely. But no, alas, no Mortify for me. Nope. We are just going to wait this one out. The instant that Mortify happens and Immortal Sun goes off the board... Sounds like my kids are running through the house. I hope you're enjoying the sounds of that. Gauntlet Light. What is... Oh my god. Well, why would you put that on the Netcaster Spider? Because it's just going to do the 10. Interesting. Does he have enough damage to kill me? 5, 9, 13, 14, 15. No. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking on that. 10, 10. No, I'll take that, unfortunately. Come on, Mortify. Help me out here. Because quite literally, if I don't get something here... Like, he's going to win this one eventually. This is just a fascinating deck. I've never seen anyone run Spider Tribal, so I'm going to have to, like, hand him that. Because it completely shuts down all the flyers that I have. Nope, there is no Mortify in my near future. I am going to move on and say good game for that one. So That's going to do it for this one. Interesting, weird deck to bump into there at the end with the Spider Tribal deck. Really cool. Congratulations to that guy for coming up with that idea. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you intend to run when rotation happens. Is 12 dates something that you would consider? Let me know in the comments down below. It would be super helpful. Like and subscribe while you're there. It's also super helpful to the channel. We're almost at 1,000. That is my goal for the end of the year, and I think we might make it if we continue on the same pace. So until next video, guys, we shall see you in the arena. This video was brought to you in no small part by our patrons. If you would like to help out the channel, go to www.patreon.com/oldguygamingmtga, and thank you for your support.